Is it just me, or have you noticed that there are more going out of business signs popping up around us? I know it's not just me because it's reported nearly every day in the news that over twice as many stores will close than open in 2025. Think about that for just a second. Twice as many stores will close than open in 2025. The question is, what about your business? Will it thrive or just survive or possibly even die in 2025? As employees, how can we make a difference so we still have jobs and we still have a place to shop? Well, stick around and we're going to talk about it. Let's go. There are already so many large malls, shopping centers, stores, spaces sitting empty everywhere that we go. And 2025 is only going to add to it. And I know what you're probably thinking. You're going to say, well, it's online shopping and it's inflation. There's nothing that we can do about it. But what if I told you that there's actually an even bigger picture, a bigger issue at hand? Can you guess possibly what the major reason that I'm going to tell you that businesses are struggling and businesses are going out of business? And if you said poor customer service or a poor customer experience, well, you would be right. The truth is, people are just tired of bad service. People are tired of shopping in disorganized stores with out of stock products and employees who just act like we as the customers are an inconvenience. And who can blame them? The reality is, why would we do that when we can shop in our pajamas and someone can just put it on our doorstep? But hold on and don't give up hope just yet. I know so many people have just given up hope on retail. It would be easy to think that this is Amazon's world and we're just living in it, but there are plenty of businesses that are still thriving. Think Chick-fil-A, Trader Joe's, Home Depot, Apple, lots of different companies that are still thriving. But the question is, what's the difference? And the difference is they understand that great customer service isn't a nice to have, it is a must have for survival. So let's take a look at why so many businesses are actually shutting their doors. I'm going to give you actually three really big reasons. And one of the first, I think, is disorganization and stock issues. According to a 2023 NIQ report, 73% of shoppers have left a store empty-handed because they did not have what they needed. And that 30% say they won't even bother coming back to that particular store. And I think you've probably had this experience as well. I know that I have. I tried to shop at a local Lowe's in my area. I wanted to support my local shopping center. So I go to the store and I'm looking in this massive box store for just a little bitty item. And I go up and down every single aisle on the search. There's not an employee in sight that can help me find what it is that I need to find. Eventually, I just give up. And you know what I did? I got on the Amazon app on my phone, standing in the store, and I ordered what I needed. That's become my experience time and time again, trying my best to support and shop locally. I find out they don't even have it, so I have to order it online anyway. Number two, I would say, is just poor employee engagement. They're just not engaged with the customers. Gallup found that only 32% of U.S. employees feel engaged at work. We've heard this time and time again, and I talk about it a lot. If your employees don't care, your customers are going to notice. They're going to feel the difference. I went into a particular store and it looked like a bomb had gone off. I did not see an employee anywhere, and no one was there to check me out when I decided to leave after finally finding what it was that I needed. And I'll never forget, I go up to this little self-checkout center, and I didn't even feel comfortable checking myself out because I felt like I was stealing something, even though I wasn't. And I just yelled in the store, "Hey, is there anyone here?" And from the back, I heard this lady out of nowhere say something to me. And I asked her, I said, "Is it okay if I check out?" And she said, "Yeah, go ahead." And I said, "Are you not afraid someone is going to steal some of these things?" And I'll never forget what she said. "Oh, baby, don't worry about it. It's not my stuff." She did not care what was happening inside of this particular store. It was absolute lack of employee engagement. Another one that I think is a big reason that businesses are closing down is just inconsistent or bad service. A PwC study showed that 32% of customers will actually walk away from a brand that they love after just one bad experience. Just one. The reality is that most people, when they have a bad experience inside of a store with bad customer service or it's just an inconsistent shopping experience, they don't even complain. They just walk away. I did this inside of another store. It was a discount store of a large box retailer. And they take all of their inventory and they put it in one big store. It's a different brand. And they try to sell it at a discount. And every different item is different discounts depending on how it's marked with colors. It was so confusing. And my first time in the door and only time in the door, I asked an employee, how do I shop here? And the employee gave me this just half answer, acted like they were offended that I was asking them a question, and I still didn't know how to shop, so I just walked away. When employees are disengaged and provide a bad experience to the shoppers, they're not going to stay. But the question is, what about companies that are finding this success? What about the ones that are doing it well? What are they doing that's different? Well, I'll give you three things that I think that they're doing that makes a big difference. I think they prioritize the customer experience. I think above all, they're thinking about what the customer's experience is as they shop. So think Chick-fil-A. Whether or not you like their food, that's not the point here. But you know that their employees are polite, you know that it's going to be fast, and you know that they actually seem to care. See, Chick-fil-A sees the importance of the customer experience, and it's just baked into the fabric of their culture. And the results show it's worth it. Did you know that the average location brings in $8.6 million? That's more than McDonald's, Starbucks, and Subway all combined. $8.6 million per location. That is a lot of chicken. Number two, they keep their stores organized and stocked. Have you ever been to Trader Joe's? Well, they may not have 50 brands of peanut butter, but they're always going to have what people need. And the employees actually want to help you find whatever it is that you're looking for. That's why they consistently rank highest in customer satisfaction. The third thing I would say is they invest in employee training. Apple doesn't just hire people to sell phones, they train them to create an experience. I know this because I work with Apple directly, and every internal training, everything they taught was focused on the customer. That's why their stores feel different. You can ask questions, you can test products, and you leave feeling smarter about it than when you walked in. And it just works. Apple stores generate 5 times more sales per square foot than any other retailer. Are you seeing the difference? The difference between success and failure? It's not complicated. It's actually just common sense. It just takes being intentional and caring about people. But the big question is, what can your business do to stay on the thriving side of this crisis? And so, surprisingly, I'm going to give you 3 things that you can start with inside of your organization today. The first thing I would tell you to do is to audit your customer experience. Walk through your business as if you're a first-time customer. Let people come in, walk through, you do it, and ask yourself, is it clean? Is everything easy to find? Are your employees friendly? Now, you have to be honest about what you find, and if you don't think you can do that, without bias, then you just bring someone in from the outside and you have them do it for you. But you need a good, honest audit of the customer experience. The second thing I would do is to tell you, train your employees. Don't just hire them. Train them. Provide the company culture and give it to them. Infuse it. Customer service isn't just a job. It's a skill. Did you hear what I said? It's not just a job. It is a skill. You have to train this into your employees. Invest in training that teaches employees how to engage with customers, how to solve problems. Do your employees make eye contact? Do they smile? What's their tone of voice when they speak to customers? What's their body language? See, all of these things matter, and they need to not only be taught, but it needs to be caught from you. Don't forget, convenience is king. If you're a brick and mortar, your customer chose to put on their clothes, get in their car, drive to your location, and to go inside, walk around, search for the item, and spend their hard-earned money. That's a lot of work these days when you consider Amazon is just the press of a button. So you need to reward your customers by making it easy. If you're going to stay alive, if you're going to thrive, you have to make it as easy as traditional shopping can possibly be. And then at the end of the day, it just boils down to what I always say. Business is not really about the product or the profit. It's about the people. The businesses that focus on the customer's experience and how they interact with your store and your people, they will be the ones that are left standing. The question is, will yours be one of them? And if you found this helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, share this with someone who needs to hear it. Be sure to check me out at brandonmatthews.com, because a lot of what we talked about today, I can help you with many of those different issues for your organization. Now, let's keep our businesses thriving, not just surviving, and I'll see you on the next one.